Bookaholic. My name's Dorothy. Today we have my weekly reading wrap-up. Today's Monday. This weekend I did read a little bit. I did get to page 20 in James and the Giant Peach. Didn't read any more of You're the Only One I've Told, Stories Behind Abortion. I'll probably read this a little bit today. Later on, in between house chores, I did get to, over the weekend, 95. I did listen to it a little bit today, so I'm at 98% of The Winter's Crime. And I'll probably finish this while doing chores, and then later on we'll roll after I finish this clip. Over the weekend I also finished Morris Sky, Vampire Hunter, and I'll probably give it 3 stars because there's slow parts. It's a touch and go kind of book where it has some interesting moments and then it's a lot of in between. Basically, a Morris Sky ends up getting in an accident. The government kind of saves her. She becomes this, they inject her with vampire blood. She ends up becoming a vampire hunter, and from there the story takes off. I did roll during the weekend after I finished this to pick my next book off camera. I got favorite setting. A lot of my books are set in the real world, so I went with that. I don't really have a favorite. And I picked You Should Have Seen This Coming, which is, I have an advanced reader copy. It came out in April of this year. I am about 74%. I still have about 2.5 hours of the book left to read. So hopefully I can finish that this week. With that said, we're updated to now. And with that said, I need to roll for my next audiobook so I can start it as soon as I finish The Winter's Crime. So let's get to the roll. From the roll, we got random emoji generator. I pulled one up on my phone. I'm going to hit randomize 3 times and the third one will take that and try to figure out what we get. 2, 3. Flowers and birds. So maybe spring? Or maybe book with either flowers or birds on the cover. We'll see what I have. Okay, I looked through my Libby app, Audible app, Libro FM, NetGalley app on my phone, and the only thing I could find any similar to the emojis that I got was Once and For All by Sara Dessen. After The Winter's Crime, I'll be picking up this one on audio. With that said, see you in the next update. Hey guys, here with another update. I finished The Winter's Crime by Meera Rutkoski. Might be mispronouncing that. And then I picked up Once and For All by Sara Dessen. I'm 21% into that book, that audiobook. Didn't have much time with to sit down and physically read. I did, however, get the short story, or the story I was working on here read. Just a few minutes ago I finished it. So tomorrow I'll be reading the next one, and so forth until I finish it. The story I finished today dealt with people of color, what they have to go through. It does talk about a little bit about racism, even within one's family. Also talked about different laws in different states and stuff, and laws that used to be about the surrounding abortion. Otherwise, that's it for this update. Probably tonight I'll read some more of You Should Have Seen This Coming. Try to get another chapter or 2 into it. I don't know if I'll read any more physically tonight or not. If I did the camera. With that said, see you in the morning. Guys, happy Tuesday, here with my morning update. Last night I did end up reading a little bit into the next story in this one. I'm not going to really get into it right now. I'll talk about it when I finish the story. And I also, before I went to sleep, read a little bit not much of James and the Giant Peach. So far it's kind of a cute story, but he does talk in circles. Other than that, I really didn't read much last night after the last update. Didn't read any of my ebook or any more of my audiobook. So with that, see you in the next update. Hey guys, here with my update. I finished the story I was reading in this one. That story was more about people in low-income families and reason why they would get an abortion. I already started the next story in this. Not too far into it, so I won't go into great details about it yet. In between the stories, I did read a few pages in James and the Giant Peach by Roald Dahl. I came across something interesting in this one. There is a curse word in here. This is a children's book, and we have a character essentially calling someone an ass. Now, I'm okay with cursing in books, but when it's a book geared towards children, why are we cursing? Even if it's just one word. And on top of that, why are we yelling at that situation? We're basically yelling at a person for asking a question. The boy's already had enough trauma to it. You don't need a centipede yelling at you, calling you an ass. Simply for asking if he was talking to you. I also listened to some more of Once and For All by Sara Dessen. I'm 59%. I'm enjoying it so far. Book about weddings and falling in love. We'll see how much I get to it tomorrow. That said, see you tomorrow. Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Last night I didn't read any more of James and the Giant Peach or You're the Only One I Told, so I'll be reading more later on today of those. Didn't read any more of my audiobook either last night, but I did read to chapter 44 and You Should Have Seen This Coming. It's starting to get better for me personally. I found the beginning very dragged out. I'm 85%, probably, yeah, about an hour and a half left of this book. I'll probably finish it either tonight or tomorrow, or if not Friday night, so we'll see how much reading I get done in the next few nights of this. With that said, that should be all for now. See you later with my next update. Hey guys, here with my next update. First off, I did finish the story I was working on and here, which was about a woman who had a pregnancy that even if it went to term, the baby wouldn't made it, and the struggles she went through. It also brought up a point about how expensive having a baby is in America versus other countries. The woman in this story is in Japan. She's with the military, and it's about 1/10 of what it would be here in America. It was like 3,000 to 4,000, where in America it would have been anywhere from 15,000 to 30,000 to have the procedure she wanted done so she could grieve her child and say goodbye. And it's just ridiculous how much that costs. I did start the next story. I'm not very far into it yet, and I'll tell you my thoughts on that story when I finish it. In between those stories, I did pick up this for a little bit of something more lighter. I've only read about a chapter of this book, so not much more to say about it yet. That said, in between, I went from physically reading to audiobook, playing Minecraft. I finished Once and For All by Sara Dessen. This story was interesting. It had two timelines. It had a relationship of our main characters from the past and one that is developing. The one in the past ended very tragically, and it broke my heart seeing someone go through that, especially with the way it happened. And then to have another incident happen later on in the book towards the end, it tugs at the heartstrings a little bit. I did like this, even though it's about weddings. Our main character is the daughter of a wedding planner, and her mom and her mom's business partner and friend is very cynical about relationships, and it's funny to see how the three of them are and how they develop throughout the book. So I'll probably give this 4 stars. It's not a new favorite, which is what I reserved 5 stars for, but I really did enjoy it. So with that said, I do have to do another roll for another audiobook. Hopefully I can fit in one of the audio arcs I have. Not, I'll just have to read them without it pertaining book awfully. So with that said, let's get on to the rolls. books were third person. They both were first person. So looked on my Libby app to see what I had on my want to read list, and I got Perfect, the third book in the Pretty Little Liars series. Sara, Shepard. I've been reading this off and on the last few months. I had started a series a few years ago and wanted to just finish the series. I used to watch the TV show when it was on. Haven't watched it in years. That will be my next audiobook. After that, I'll read the two that I mentioned and go from there. With that said, see you in the next update. Happy Thursday. Today I'm here with my first update. So far I haven't picked up these two books since last night's update, nor an audiobook. I did, however, finish You Should Have Seen This Coming. Finished that last night and I gave that book 3 stars. The build up to what happens in that book is very slow and lost me a few times. So it took me a while. It took me a while to read that book, keep my interest. But that ending really hooked me and I couldn't put it down last night. I think I read 6 chapters or something like that last night between reading in the bath and then right before bed. So with that said, we will be doing another roll for my ebook. But before that, since I was going to get out of bed and do a roll for a new ebook. I did read some books that I already had picked up last month and hadn't finished yet. I picked up and read a chapter of The Mostly Real McCoy. Got to about sorry for the noise, my window's open. Really nice day. Yeah, I got to page 59, chapter 9, about 24% into the book. Also picked up Born to Survive, You Can't Break a Broken Heart by Kylie-Anne. I read a little bit of that, not very much. I got to 22% of that. Other than that, I haven't really read anything. So that said, we'll get to the rolls, see what I'll be picking up next, and that'll be this update. First off, I lost my little bat piece, so I got another miniature. That was my husband's. I looked through my ebooks, looked on Goodreads, see page count, and got Blood Mercy, the first book in the Blood Grace series by Vela, not quite sure, Roth. So that would be the next book I pick up for ebook. That said, that's the end of this update. See you in my next one. Next update, my last update for Thursday. I did read or listen to Perfect by Sara, Shepard. Got 64% into that. There's something about these books that irritates me, and mostly it's the way the parents react to what's going on. Yes, blame your kids for certain things, but don't blame your kids for all your problems. I feel like the parents are doing that in here. I read a little bit of James and the Giant Peach. Not much, a few chapters. Also finished the story I was working on in here today. Hams, I want to say. This one was more about the regulation of abortion, how just because you outlaw it doesn't mean it's going to just go away, which is true. Sorry, I'm distracted because I have a kitty. You okay? Say hi. Go hi. This is my older one. She's our old girl. That's all I have for today. With that said, I'll see you tomorrow for my update for what I read tonight. Hey guys, happy Friday, here with my first update for today. Didn't read much last night. Read a little bit of Blood Mercy. I got to page 13. Didn't read any more of James and the Giant Peach last night. I did read a few pages of You're the Only One I've Told. Not very far into the story. Yeah, I only read a couple pages. So I'll try to finish that story up today, and then let you guys know. Like last week, I'll probably be wrapping up this video a little earlier than I have in the past. So that says see you with the next update. Here with my last update for this video. I listened to a little bit more of Perfect, book 3 in the Pretty Little Liars series, and 70% of that. I think I just hate listening to these now because there's so much wrong with these. The attitudes and everything. I did finish the story that I was working on earlier. This one was a guy's point of view, basically. We see why maybe men should take a little more responsibility, have a little more say, or even know what goes on with abortion, especially since a lot of the men are the ones making the rules, the laws about abortion. With that said, I'll probably read the next story tomorrow or later on tonight. I already started. That's all I read so far today. I'll probably read some more of James and the Giant Peach later on. I didn't bring it in here with me. And tonight I'll probably read more of Blood Mercy. With that said, all of my links to my social media will be down below. My Goodreads, Instagram, and blog, along with all the books I mentioned in this weekly wrap-up. With that said, have a wonderful day. Read what you love, and bye.